Hello and welcome back to, or I guess not back, but welcome to Ratchet and Clank Western Booty. I always think of this game as kind of like the DLC game, I'm sorry. So, yeah, like, this is a very short game. I don't be surprised if this goes for more than 3 videos, but never say never, I guess.
I hate to bring this up randomly, but what is the resolution for proper 720p?
1280 by 720.
Thank you, that's what I thought, and I wasn't sure. Hi, everyone!
Like, you might want to fact check that one, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I'm just gonna go with what you said. For better,
I should probably look this up now while I have a chance, because there might be more to 100% in this game than I think there is.
I know nothing on this game, so I'm not the person to ask.
That kind of indicates that the game Stadia, but whatever. Start button.
You should say Stadia? Stadia?
Yes, Stadia. Oh, I can read the manual!
Ooh!
Don't tell me with a good time.
What does the manual say?
Well, you see, it loads up a web browser with a DNS failure.
I couldn't ask for anything else. Honestly, I'm glad that you checked.
Absolutely. Subtitles on by default. It's whatever. Yeah, this is all good. Okay.
Genuinely could not ask for anything else.
Alright, and I believe this is the first Ratchet game that actually bothered. Wait, did Jules have it? Well, Jules didn't. Deadlock definitely did, so never mind. But it's one of the first that did it. I really like this teddy bear. But I'm not.
Yeah, I think we should play on teddy bear mode.
The first you grow up and slow with a blade. Marguerite challenge will leave the locker open, matey, and ye must have a death wish, me hearty. How'd you know?
Ooh, just turn it to minimum so we can't see the entire upbeat. I'm joking.
Honestly, I actually should have probably cranked it up a bit because this skin gets stupidly dark at points.
Ooh.
So I am sorry in advance when we get to those spots, and I keep dying over and over because I literally cannot see where I am going.
He's not actually sorry. Don't listen to him. He can't prove that he's sorry.
So, as far as completion of this game goes, it seems like there really isn't much to it. Which I'm not surprised about, it's just...
Yeah, I'm not surprised either, I guess. Like, everything about this game just seems so short. So,
like, there's no skill points or trophies or any of that. Not even
when there's plus. Wait, there's no trophies? Was this before they...
This was before the requirement for that.
Okay. Alright, okay. Yeah, because I know that was like a thing. Okay.
Alright, this seems to be the only collectible this game has, is some weapon upgrades you can find. Which I actually did not know about until just now, so I'm going to have to go hunt these down.
I don't know anything because I'm insane.
Water has to be here somewhere.
I like how you link this to me, and the embedded image is CHNK.
Yep. I wouldn't have it any other way.
No one misses you but me.
Oh, hey, it's Pete. Hi, Pete.
I miss you too, Rusty Pete. You may not have me body, but you'll always have me heart.
You can tell it's pre-rendered.
The crew hates me, Captain.
Yeah, because the Ratchet model doesn't look terrible. They're still using the tools model.
Why, you're my top first mate, you are.
It's animated too good for PS3. Shame I can't actually hear the game, because while I could hear myself, like you said, I can't hear the game. It's too low, because obviously it has my balancing there. Such a shame. But you know, it is what it is. You deal with it all the time, so it can't be that bad. Whee!
Yay!
I like I didn't even kill you.
Doesn't even deal damage.
Welcome to the DLC,
everyone. I mean, it's not really DLC. It is a standalone game, but by all accounts, it's a DLC. And I am already dead.
Oh, that is a big death counter, dear lord.
It's not as big on the OBS one, but it's like, because it's so blown up for a full screen, it makes it look massive.
Like, I wouldn't tell you to change it, mind you. So, you have weapons, don't you? Like, there's a ammo crate right there.
It's, yeah, like, every weapon in this game, without exception, was already in Tools of Destruction.
So this really is just a DLC, because they're already leveled up a bit, too. This really is just DLC. It's DLC in everything except for actually just being DLC.
Yeah, so, like, there is a bit of a story behind this game's existence, because, like, this game was never supposed to exist. For those that didn't know, basically somebody at Insomniacs screwed up. They screwed up bad.
Did they say they were going to make a game, and then they had to turn one out?
Basically what happened is somebody overpromised Tools. They overpromised it, like, really hard. Like, they promised a bunch of features that they weren't even planning.
Okay.
And Sony got really mad when basically none of these promised features were in the game. So they had to make this game cutting into the Crack in Time's development cycle at that. Just hoping to try to appease them so that they wouldn't just cut funding of the series altogether because Tools really underperformed. Where's my tomato?
I mean, it's behind you. Or was. I mean, to be fair, Tools probably underperformed because it was like an early PS3 title.
I agree with you. That's probably the biggest offender.
Yeah,
the fact that it
like
was the lowest reviewing Ratchet games that time probably didn't help.
It's also, remember too, that PS3s were not really... They were being sold. You know,
yeah, like, there wasn't a lot of them. The ones that were around were comically overpriced.
That's why people didn't buy it. It was too overpriced.
Like, it was commonly brought up, like, you could buy an Xbox 360 and Nintendo Wii and still spend less money than the PS3. It was ridiculous. I did not realize I got hit that much.
That's why science is always the answer.
Science?
Science.
Science.
Science show.
We might work on that someday.
At this point, we're gonna work at it, like, work on all our subspecials, like, so long down the road that
like, see what I mean with this being dark? Like, this is...
Oh, yeah, this is actually pretty fairly dark. Like, normally, like, everything runs fine when I see it on your end, but I see what you mean. Like, yeah, it's like the lighting just isn't there.
Supposed to get love. This is nowhere near as dark as it gets, by the way.
Ooh, it's the plasma.
Yeah, it's this item again, and that is another death.
It says that electric items don't work. Why did you keep attacking?
Because I didn't want to switch my item out, and I'm bad at reading.
It said it didn't work against electrified enemies. And you were just like, I'm just gonna keep trying to whip him, and then he died.
I regret nothing.
I regret everything. I regret nothing and everything.
Yes, I agree. I'm not sure what I'm agreeing with, but I agree.
Potato.
Chicken tender shortage?
Why'd you have to remind me?
Because you said potato.
We've gone too far.
Ah! I'll take my 1 HP, please.
Matey. Oops.
And dead again! This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be the video. I'm not even gonna get out of here.
Well, that could have gone better.
And I wouldn't have any other way. I mean, I was gonna have to death abuse to level up my weapons eventually. So you know what? Why not? Down, get him!
What? No.
Wasting my shots.
It's worth it, alright?
Okay.
All an elaborate scheme. It is a quest for booty, after all. So do you know what the max everything is in this game?
I honestly would not be surprised if the max HP was 20. Max everything is pretty low.
Is it like max level 5, but you're already like at V3 on everything?
I think so.
So it, because I would assume it's 5. That's what it is in most games, but it already has you prepped in advance. Which, I mean, that alone is very telling. I feel like, you know, when it comes to this game will likely not be too long. It gives you a good amount of tools, weapons. They're already at V3. You got this, Mayo. I know I believe in you at the worst possible times, but I believe in you.
This is like such a cursed phrase for me whenever it comes up.
It just so happens that I'm the only person that says it.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying I'm a curse.
Basically.
Am I a blessing or am I a sin?
Yes.
Am I chicken or am I tenders? Well,
how do you have to bring it up?
There's a shortage. Who's that guy? Why is he just standing there?
Look at all these explosives. I love
Yeah,
my job. Just stand here in front of explosives. That wasn't even me!
Is he like guarding the explosives even though he's just standing in front of them? Like, I don't know, it's kind of unsafe. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, they're pirates. They don't exactly have a safety protocol.
I mean, they probably do, but it's probably something ridiculous and is, you know, spelt funny because they're pirates. Like, "Arr, ye must defend ye booty, even if ye but dies, arr."
I can almost kind of see that.
You have to have the R at the end. It's important. It's important.
So sure. With range.
You know nothing. I know everything.
I guess I just can't hurt them. How do I get man, like turret? Can I only hurt you with this?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay, that actually makes sense. Wish you would have said something earlier.
Well, I can't. Sorry.
Oh, okay. And another death!
Dun, 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 dun. Is that the sound you're still using?
Yep. I have a
The
few
real
others on
question
my
is-
death board. I just have that one conveniently binded to the button that also brings up the death counter.
In your death board. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm sorry. It's just funny. Yeah, I just have my board of death ready.
That's what it's called.
Well, it's a death counter. It's just a sound board, I guess. So you just put death plus board.
Yes.
There you go. Your death board.
Exactly.
I like it.
That's what it's called.
Can we patent that name? The death board. Is this turret gyro, by the way? It almost looks
It is
like
not.
was. Ooh, they spare you.
Yeah,
for
no,
once.
this game is a lot more lenient with the gyro compared to tools. What even hit me? I didn't see anything!
Yeah, and the next game, which I'm forgetting the name of, even though you said Crack of Time doesn't really. It has some, but they really.
Like, there is gyro in a Crack of Time, but it's nowhere near to the extent of tools.
Yep, exactly. And tools didn't even seem too terrible. And luckily, there's
Luckily,
only
you
one
turn-
weapon, I think.
There's one weapon, then there's a few gadgets. Like, the weapon honestly wasn't the worst issue, but the gadgets were bad.
I can't remember Are you talking specifically about tools, or are you talking about
tools.
Which gadgets were there that had them? I know there was obviously the falling from the sky.
There's
That was
falling.
tool,
There's
but...
the wing gadget.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, like
It's been a while since we've gone through tools, so I don't really remember fully.
memory is hard.
For you and me, yes. Yes, it is.
What is remember?
Who are you again?
I don't know. I didn't even mean to jump there! Well, I guess I'm not going to be stuck here forever. Or at least this is our video after all. Lucky me!
Get your paws off me.
Now I'm just disappointed. Imagine if you were like, and this, guys, is the halfway point of the game.
No, but tragically, we probably are actually like 10% through.
Oh, Jesus. That's still sad. That is still so sad.
It's basically the length of one Ratchet and Clank level. Like, mind you, a really big level, but still like a level.
Does it all take place on this planet right here or something?
It's one planet except for the tutorial. And actually, the tutorial might be the same planet too, probably. No, I don't know.
Of course. Science
Okay, I guess it is on the same planet, unless they literally shot them out of the atmosphere.
I mean, they might have. You don't know.
Discovered the little-known pirate party foul 21-13, which states, "Never interrupt a band of grogged-up space pirates."
You don't know anything.
They didn't seem grogged up to me. They were doing pretty well.
Skip to the part about the curse. Whoa! Spoiler alert! We haven't even gotten to who the far eyed.
You know nothing, and I know everything. Whee!
Ratchet, are you all right?
Don't ask questions, don't ask questions, don't ask questions, don't ask questions.
Clank, is that you?
I have many questions.
Don't ask them because they will never be answered.
Okay.
Especially now that TJ doesn't even work for Insomniac anymore.
I feel like the writers for this, in the entirety of the Future trilogy, were a little confused on everything.
So basically, there is a story behind that too. So the writer for the original games, like the PS2 games, technically worked on the Future games, but he quit late into Tools. So he basically left TJ high to dry. So he had to try to fix the entire... And that's why that game script is such a mess.
I think A Crack in Time does have a much more better and cohesive story, but I think the problem with A Crack in Time is it has to link...
It has to fix Tools, basically.
Yeah, it has to link in with Tools. And that's when the problems kind of appear.
He sent us here for a reason. There has to be some kind of connection.
So, like, I don't want to go, like, fully into, like, why everything went wrong, because, like, I could probably ramble about that for a while. New game candy.
You can make an entire game based on it.
Think you can handle this one?
You can also tell this game very much looks like just Tools 2.
Yeah, like, I think it looks slightly better than Tools, which does make sense, but, like, not by a lot.
Yeah.
Like, again, considering this was basically just made to be an apology for them screwing up and over-promising of Tools. Like, they promised a bunch of features that weren't there. Like, I know one of them that comes up is that they promised the online multiplayer.
I mean, let's be honest. In hindsight, it's hilarious that they were so... that Sony or whoever it was got so mad that they made them make another game or whatever. Because of them not...
I don't know for a fact they were forced to make it. It might have just been an Insomniac decision trying to get back in the good graces.
Well, either way, it's still really funny when you think about it, especially because not many years after that, false promises were just everywhere in abundance.
This sucks because, again, like, this game cut into Crack at Time's development. And it kind of shows. Like, I love Crack at Time's my favorite game in the series, but it shows.
The Crack at Time's pretty okay, I must say. I do enjoy it quite a bit.
Hey, look who's back!
Ooh, I hope he appears again in Crack at Time.
Stage is literally called Murder Groth. Could you get any more on the nose?
I mean, it is what's it called? It is Ratchet and Clank, so probably not.
Fair.
Well, if you need anything, you give me a holler. I just might have something useful for you. Know what I mean?
Hey guys, it's me. I'm the smuggler. I smuggle things. That's what he says, right?
Basically.
If you get me this thing, I'll give you an illegal weapon.
Ooh, the best kind!
But it's not the rip you a new one. It's the rip you no new one.
I mean, it's still illegal, so I'll take it.
Also known as the rhino with two ends. Or the Rhino if you want to be extra fancy. Is there even a rhino in this game?
I don't think so.
My brother-in-law was supposed to come back and
Pretty sure all the weapons I had at the tutorial section is every weapon. There might be one or two more. I don't even think the full circle gets filled out.
Was anybody upset that this game came out and how short and everything it was? Because it almost feels like people would be seemingly more upset that this game would come out being so bare bones than the missing stuff in like a Crack in Time or whatever. Not Crack in Time, Tools.
I don't really know because I wasn't really following the Sony scene much back then because I didn't have a PS3.
Yeah.
Sorry, stranger, we don't talk about.
But you know what I mean, right? It almost seems like this would be the thing people would complain about, like, oh yeah, this game doesn't have a lot of content. It is very short. It seems like DLC or whatever. Then again, also at that time,
DLC wasn't really a thing, and that's part of why people always call this game DLC too, because like this probably would have been DLC if it released a few years later.
Yeah, probably, yeah. When did this come out? Like 2007?
It was 2008. 2007 was Tools.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, if they just gave it... Honestly, not even a few years. If they just gave it to, like, 2009...
Yeah, 2009 is when the Crack in Time came out.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, if this came out in 2009, they could have packaged this as DLC, essentially, is what I meant.
Yeah, they probably would have.
Like, at that time, I feel like DLC was starting to become more common, so...
Mind you, Sony probably ended up appreciating that it wasn't, considering this game ended up becoming the bundle-in game for people as an apology for the big 2011 hack, if you remember that.
Yep, I do, in fact, remember that. Which I never got fucking anything from, for the record, so...
Did you have a PS3 at that point? Because I feel like you didn't get yours till like 2014, 2015.
I can't... No, I think I did actually have my PS3 at that time. When did it happen again?
2011. Like,
yeah,
like,
I think I might have...
I don't think you could have, because like that was the beginning of Yogaidr, and I know for a fact you didn't have one back then.
No, I think I did. I think I did. It just I had like no games was the thing. Because so this is how I remember things, right? I either got it in 2012 or 2011. I'm almost certain I got it sometime in 2000. So I got it for my birthday in either 2011 or 2012, which would be August. So I don't know. Maybe it was like right before. No, because the hacks happened. They were December of 2011, right?
I'm not actually sure about that part. Probably.
I thought it was. I'm sure it was because this was like LulzSec and all that sort of stuff. If you remember all that hubbub. And then like for years on afterwards, there would be a lot of other people being like, "Yeah, we're hackers. We're gonna take down."
And it just
Xbox.
happened basically every year for a good few years after. So everybody wanted to be the next group to do it.
Yeah,
And of course,
even though
Sony and Microsoft, especially Sony though, just did not bother to update their servers.
well, if I remember correctly, too, the original people who did it, which was like LulzSec, they were like the only ones who properly did it. Like they were the only proper people who did it, because those were the people that like that's when Sony had to issue an apology and be like, "Yeah, our stuff was hacked and all of this information."
Now, this was an issue well into the PS4.
Yeah,
but I
think
think
the
happened for a
people-
long time.
I feel like the people that claimed that they hacked things, I could be wrong, but I feel like the people that claimed that they hacked the entirety of PSN and all that sort of stuff, they always said they would do it around holiday times, but it was notorious since like even before the hacks started happening that during winter time or Christmas time, the servers usually always broke, and that's usually because everyone would get new consoles, new traffic, all that sort of stuff. So it was like a pretty notorious thing to happen back then. So I always just assumed that all those hackers lied, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're
never gonna know for sure. Like
we'll
they're
take it."
considering how terrible Sony security was, though, I'm pretty sure they weren't lying.
At the same time, you are right, because there was that one that database leak that happened around that time too. One of many. There was this one database leak that I don't remember what it specifically had, but there was one really bad database leak I recall.
I remember one, but that was way later. That was 2017 at the earliest.
Maybe, yeah. I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where it had information on certain games and all this crazy stuff. I think the movies and whatever.
Yeah,
and
I know for the movies because it's basically where they more or less had to give up Spider-Man because they got blackmailed into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there was the blackmailing stuff too, because somebody hacked into it and blackmailed them. Is this considered the tutorial area for the record? This almost feels like it.
No, this is proper game now. Will you please? This area never works, by the way.
I was about to say, I feel like the game is expecting you to wall jump off.
Yes,
but
and it doesn't.
It's because the platform is slightly too low.
Yep. And I'm trying to jump one. Actually, can I just jump up here? Yup. Okay, screw that wall.
It's even more funny that it's even a thing.
And here, that's how you do wall jumping.
Literally, all they had to do for that other platform was just make it slightly higher up. And then you would have walked, because every time you did it, you were barely going you were able to essentially stand on top of it. So all you had to do was push it up ever so slightly, and then you would have been able to jump off of it, or wall jumped off of it without a problem. But apparently, it was too hard. It always makes me wonder, how do things like that get through testing, especially when it has a clear intent?
Considering how heavily they rushed this so they wouldn't cut into Crack Time's development too hard, I wouldn't be surprised if there was no testing.
Yeah, that's fair.
This game basically destroyed the entirety of a Crack Time's pre-production. Which, for those that aren't really familiar with video game terms, that's really bad. It's honestly a miracle that the game turned out half as good as it did. Consider that. I don't know if I was supposed to jump like that, but I did. Yeah. Are I still alive there?
Yeah, sorry, I was sending an essay to somebody about how Ratchet and Clank is a terrible video game. No, I'm joking.
Could have fooled me.
I actually don't think. Never mind. I was gonna say I don't think offhand there's any bad Ratchet and Clank games that I remember Full Frontal Assault existed.
Yeah, that's hardly the only one. I mean, All for One at least has its fans.
Yeah,
I do
that's
know
why I said
people
to an extent.
that like it. And then you have stuff like Secret Agent Clank.
those are more of like indifferent. Like that. Well, actually, no. I feel like nowadays more people actually don't like Secret Agent Clank, and I feel like the other. What's the other one? The other PSP one?
Size Matters.
I feel like people are mostly indifferent on Size Matters.
Size Matters is the game where it's like it obviously falls short compared to the other PS2 games because it did release on PS2 as well. But it's fine on its own.
That entire company got like shafted. They were forced to make both PS2 versions of Jack because they made the Lost Frontier, right? It was the same devs.
Yeah, it was High Impact Games for all of it.
What games did High Impact Games make after?
They didn't. They went defunct.
Oh no, that's funny.
They were working on other games. Like I know, like there was documents that got released of them working on the new Crash Bandicoot racing game, but Activision cut the planes for it. Probably because every game they worked on was basically poisoned.
I mean, to give them a little credit, they were stuck with like really, well-loved, well-known IPs that they were essentially told to make a PSP variant of the game. They're kind of like given like except for I guess the Ratchet.
I mean, and part of it too is like they were this was getting slightly like game development political on, but one of the big things the company had is that they absolutely refused to crunch at all because both Naughty Dog and Insomniacs were really bad with that at the time.
Yeah, I think Insomniac is not that bad anymore.
Yeah, no,
Naughty Dog is notoriously.
Yeah, funny enough, this game and The Crack of Time were their breaking points.
Yeah, great.
So I'm gonna have a bit to say about that when we get to Crack of Time, but
yeah, because I think, because I'm almost certain everyone knows Naughty Dog is one of the worst companies in terms of crunch.
Yeah, no, like, I think we've all heard the horror stories from Blasphemous Part 2, which, regardless of your opinions on that game, its development was not smooth sailing.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, it's a miracle that game turned out and to see that anybody liked it.
True. I mean, there's a lot of crazy games that went through insane development that are like that. Dark Souls 2 is a good example. It's a miracle that game even came out.
Like I already mentioned A Crack in Time because like that's another. It's like that. Thanks in part because of this.
Just like a miracle didn't even come out, or it even came out. Yeah.
Or because the fact that it not only came out but came out in such good condition.
Since it'll take so long for us to get to a Dark Souls 2 LP, because we do intend to do it at some point. I'll give you the TLDR. Basically, what happened with Dark Souls 2 was the main developer was very ambitious, which obviously that's where the problems arise. He's very ambitious, wanted to do things the PS3 and Xbox 360 could not handle. Wanted to create a new engine from the ground up, and he only had like 2 years or something to develop the game. So yeah, you can imagine how that would work. Halfway through development, I don't remember if he was taken off the team or if he left the team himself, but either way, he wasn't the main director anymore. So they had to get another director, and the director essentially had to piece the game back together. Like he had to fix all the things that were clearly not going to happen because it was just not possible or feasible. So he had to cut things, and he had to cut and paste levels together and stuff like that. It is a damn miracle that game ever came out as like playable and like functional and everything. As much shit as I give that game, it is a miracle that game it came out the way it did. It came out at all. And I have a feeling that I don't know any game that has had it that bad. I'll be honest. I think knowing how
honestly, a lot of Ratchet games had that. Like I keep mentioning Crack in Time, but honestly, it's not the only one. Up Your Arsenal had it really bad too.
Up Your Arsenal was really bad. Yeah, I know. Up Your Arsenal was particularly bad. What are you doing?
Apparently, things I'm not supposed to.
Where are you?
I don't know, but I'm going with it. Oh, there's just another way to get over there. From the starting area. Okay.
Oh, I was wondering what were you doing on that rock as is?
I mean, I wasn't inherently trying to break things. I just wanted to get over there faster, and I didn't see this path.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Water actually looks. It looks okay, actually. I thought it looked nicer. It looks nicer at some angles. Like, the left with the lighting doesn't look as good. I don't know if you're like me, but water is one of the things that I always look at in games, because water is, like, one of my favorite things ever to look at. I don't know. even if it's just simple water, but it's effective enough. I don't know. It feels nice.
There are definitely games where I will just stop and stare at water.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I want to say when Just Cause 2 came around, like first came out, and I was playing that game, I remember staring at the water like, this is some good-ass water.
Hey, Tom, you want to help at all? Any?
No.
Okay.
Remember that one time, and I remember this in the Tools LP, where I'm pretty sure it was her. She was just standing there. No, it wasn't her. No, sorry, it wasn't Tools. It was Ratchet and Clank. What's it called? It was the remake on the PS4 where the chick was just floating in the air, doing nothing, not moving, not helping.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Just giving you orders the whole time. Yeah.
Just giving you orders, even though she was just sitting there. That was funny.
Yeah, there's another game that had. It's a miracle that game turned out half as decent as it did.
Ooh, I want to know.
I mean, you can probably guess that one. The fact that it's
tied
into a
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think you and me talked about this. That game wasn't really intended to exist.
Yeah, like it was supposed to just be a movie, but there was a tie-in that they insisted on working on. Where did we get on that rail from? Not over here. But no, go back. Get back down.
No, go back up, catapult.
I want to see where the rail starts. Is that it? It feels a bit high to be a starting point for a rail. There might be something over there. I'm so lost. You can't tell I haven't played this game very much because it's so short. Why bother?
It's short. It doesn't have achievements. I think that's the big thing to me. It doesn't have achievements because if it has achievements, at least I would feel
trophies,
something.
No
especially
skill points, no nothing.
No trophies. Yeah. Sorry.
Again, like it doesn't even have a new game plus, which literally every other Ratchet game.
Yeah, because if it had any of these, or if it was just a game that lasted longer than like 5 minutes, I would have some sort of feeling to play it, right? For PS3 games, a good example is, which I still need to get back to finish for the record, though, Sonic Unleashed is like, yeah, I played it like once over, maybe twice over a few times, but I'm like, you know what, I'll go for the trophies now. And that was an incentive for me to go and get the trophies. But when you have something like this, it's like, well, there's no trophies because this wasn't at the time where they were requiring it for every game, Sony specifically. It's a short game. So it's not like the other Ratchet and Clank games where I'd probably feel the urge to actually like play it, for an extended period of time. And then it's like, yeah, no new game plus, so there's not even that to go on it. There's really nothing. This game doesn't have anything to offer.
All you have is weapon upgrades. That is it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so obviously I haven't played the game, so I don't know the full extent. But it just just hearing about it, especially the way that you've described it and all that sort of stuff, this definitely feels like a game that you beat it, and then there's nothing else you really need to do.
Basically,
it doesn't really have an incentive to keep playing.
Like, the game just sort of exists. Like, mind you, like, I wasn't exactly the nicest person towards Tools of Destruction either. Like, if you remember how I was towards that game.
Yeah, also
and then I have something that's a bare bones version of that.
Graphics look a little fucky there.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, if you remember, like, from Tools of Destruction, how I wasn't necessarily the nicest towards that game either, and then you have, like, this cut-down, bare-bones version of that.
Yeah, what is going on with the swing shot? Why is it doing that?
It's a straight line. Why is it so broken?
Why does it look like it's glitching out? Also, what was the point of you doing... I guess it's taking you to the other turbine or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Epsilon.
So I'll be honest, I zoned out when you were given the objective. What are you exactly doing?
You just have to turn on all the death turbines here.
Is there like a reason behind why they're okay, well, Ratchet's dead.
Yeah.
Is there a reason though behind like why you're doing this? Like, what is the story reason behind it?
I honestly wasn't paying attention. I assume it's something like you have to power something on.
I assume it's like this is like a village over here or something, and you gotta like, I don't know, you're helping it out or something. No, it's just an assumption.
Probably a safe one.
Because, like, I don't know what else it would be. And now he's halfway through the game, guys. Not joking.
I mean, honestly...
Are you like... please tell me you're more like a third, at least, please.
Honestly, a third is probably a safe number.
Okay, I mean, even then, that's still really short, but at the very least, that makes me feel better. If you said, oh yeah, no, we're halfway through, actually, we're like 70% through, then I'd be like, Mayo. At that point, it's like, why? Why did they do this? Oh, no, sorry, that's, you can only do that in, what's it called? Kraken Time, sorry. I would know, I played that game. That's actually a game I played.
Get to that game eventually. Oh, I guess I have to find another rock. I wanted to open that gate back there. Ah.
Maybe there's a rock somewhere near here that lets you do it?
I think there is, actually. I think over there has a rock.
I'll check and see if I can find one in town. You check the beach.
Let me go back to the beach.
Why didn't she just, like, tell you to go to the beach? Or, oh, wow. Why don't they just... I get the whole, like, oh, let's reconvene thing, but at the same time, I'm like, why not just give us the convenience and just tell us this? Like, alright, instead of saying, alright, come meet us over here, it's like, alright, or like, come meet us over here, and then you go over there, and they're like, alright, come meet us over here, actually. Why don't you just say, alright, now that we've done that, come meet us over here, sort of thing.
I don't know.
I can't get over this swing shot. It's kind of mesmerizing because it almost
like
looks like
magical in a way, right?
yeah, exactly.
Look at this.
Like it's because like when you flip, right? Well, it's okay. It's a straight line, right? But it's like a thick straight line. So like when you're doing a flip, I think like mid flip because your position, it like spins around mid animation. So because that, it almost looks like it's a whip being like thrown out. So I don't know. It's distracting. I like it though. It doesn't look right. Yeah, I like it. It doesn't look right, but I like it.
Run into any more pirates?
I want to be a pirate.
The bedrock of this island is filled with...
Can I join the pirates and help raise your town?
Electromagnetic interference from most ships.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, this is a quest for Woody after all.
Exactly. That sounds like the way more interesting plot.
This is the game where Ratchet goes rogue.
I suspect.
I mean, I'd buy it.
Dropped anchor in Morrow Caverns and killed anybody who refused to call him captain, including old Darkwater. Folks around here still like to scare the tourists with ghost stories about
mutiny.
Ghost stories.
I mean, to be fair, to an extent, you could argue that in the very first Ratchet and Clank, he kind of goes AWOL. I mean, he's unnecessarily angry.
Okay, what's even on the beach other than the smuggler? Like, is it the smuggler? Do I need to speak with you?
Yeah, speak to him. Talk to him.
Hey, how you doing?
Howdy, friend. Now, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you? Can you tell me?
Can you tell me where to go? By the way?
Well, what do you know? I happen to have one right here, procured by perfectly legal means, of course.
No, definitely not.
How about we make ourselves a deal?
I mean, I would have bought it if it was illegal, but... I don't know. Legally obtained.
He gives you the Rhino in the first game, tools and Crack in Time, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I know he does in a Crack in Time.
For sure he does in Nexus, too.
Oh, he's in Nexus? I guess it makes sense. It does kind of fit
like,
this, like, series. God, that is a game that I forget always exists, too.
I mean even really like this part where you call this game is where you call it a trilogy when it's... I mean, honestly, it's basically a trilogy. It's just you write this game off.
It's like a main... Well, what would we consider the last game then? Nexus? Like Into the Nexus? If you write this game off, I guess?
I mean, as far as the PS3 series is concerned, yeah, I would say Nexus is last.
Yeah, because isn't Into the Nexus like an actual proper full-on game?
It's still short. But it's not this short. Like, it would...
It's not like DLC tier. It's like actually
if this game takes 3 parts, Nexus will probably take 6 to 7. Like, it's still short, but... I want out, but I bought the part! Let me in! We don't need to talk to install it. It's you? You're just gonna stand
It's you.
here.
It's the beacon operator. Why does the circle look so weird? I don't know. It looks weird to me at the top of the screen. Because it doesn't look like a proper circle because there's this weird shading
Because there's the shine
going on. Yeah. So I don't know. It looks weird. I don't like it. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes when I look at just small little UI things like that, it like bugs me subconsciously, I guess. You know, it's like. Oh, he's gonna plug it in. He did it. He plugged it in.
I did what I've been trying to do for the last 45, or I guess really more like 35 minutes. It's the first 10 minutes I stuck in the tutorial.
Ooh. Half the game is the tutorial. The other half of the game is not. No.
Can I stand on this? I cannot. I honestly don't remember. Can I make this jump? I don't feel like I can. Well, I can if I damage boost.
There's probably
like,
some.
How am I still alive?
Are you sure? Oh, I mean, you probably can't long jump, but I guess you can try.
Wait, so
Wait, how are you supposed to get back up there?
Bars.
That's kind of annoying then. Well, unless it's actually. Oh, never mind. It's not that.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. It's pretty quick.
I thought it was gonna be higher up. Oh well, you know. Soon you're gonna be like, I take it back. I hate it.
Maybe if I fall down a third time.
Third time. What's that little square there?
Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to use.
So basically, Mayo, we're just stupid.
Yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, sounds about right. I assume you're supposed to take this with you the entire way.
Probably.
Nope, never mind.
Take it up to there. But I probably didn't even need it there. It was just a safety cushion.
Ooh, are these all gonna like rise up or something? Is it gonna be satisfying? Well, the middle part of those. Okay, now these. Yeah, that's I don't know. The symmetry makes that satisfying.
The beacon is working. You've done a great service to the Holoroid. Come find me.
Okay.
And I'll show you our greatest secret.
Is your greatest secret a rhino?
Yes.
As long as it's something illegal. Oh yeah, where were you again?
Yeah, what, she told you to do like a thing and then just disappeared. I demand to know.
I give you the Obsidian Eye, the most powerful Laurentian telescope in the
Young Lombax. The only Lombax. Nobody is named Angela. She doesn't exist.
Yeah, don't even get me started on a crack in time.
You are the last Lombax. Except, no, you're not. Because there is also a Lombax there.
And
I have
another
a lot of
Lombax.
questions.
And now we have Rivet too, so add another one in there. So at least she's from another dimension.
At least you can say she's from another dimension. There's no excuse for the
Even though the Lombaxes are technically all just from one dimension, because that game spot is kind of messy.
Why? This is why time travel. Okay, they could have made the time travel work. I think they could have, but they had to work off of the first game script, which again is a mess. So.
I don't actually think the time travel is the issue here, at least not with the Lombax. Not done. The issue was the Dimensionator. The Dimensionator is what should have been scrapped.
Yeah.
Once they return to Polaris.
I don't get it.
But I wouldn't part with it for all the bolts in Meridian City.
Oh, so 4 bolts?
The only worry is me miserable first mate Slag.
I feel like they almost like didn't care enough for proper cutscenes, so like that's why we're getting these like little like.
I mean, if we're being honest, like I don't think it's that they didn't care. I think it's that they were on a very tight budget.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's more what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
So again, like they were working on a full-fledged game while they were making this. Actually, no, it's worse than that. They were working on 2 games because they was working on one of the Resistance games during this too.
Resistance. Oh yeah, I forgot they made Resistance. I thought you were talking about different game. Well, I mean, sometimes I forget they made like Sunset Overdrive. So
And at least Sunset Overdrive feels like an Insomniac game. This just feels like a first-person shooter.
I guess for me, it's always just like I associate Insomniac. Well, nowadays I actually kind of associate them with like a wide array of things. But when Sunset Overdrive came out, which was I think it was 2012.
It was 2013.
Oh, okay. Even then, it's like I wasn't at a time where I just associated them with Ratchet really at that point. And obviously Spyro, but they stopped working at Spyro at the time. So at that point, I would only assume they were really the Ratchet guys, sort of thing. So sometimes I just forget they made Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, they made way more games than that.
Oh, I know. I mean, like I said, well, at least nowadays, at least I expect them to make a multitude of games. So, like, you know. Oh, jeez. I don't know if you could hear that, but my parents are, like, yelling because they're, like, telling a story or something.
I can't hear it. Thankfully.
Okay. It was kind of funny. They're all yelling right now. I'm yelling, too. I just yelled at Mayo. I told him, don't take my chicken nuggets or tenders. There is a shortage. It is a very real shortage, guys. And it affects me on a personal level, alright? Did he just blink? Why is one of his eyes blinking? It's bugging me.
I don't see it.
It did first. I'll tell you if it happens again. Oh, there was! It was your left or his right.
Yeah.
See, look at Kevin!
I don't see it. I'm staring at his eye. I don't see it blinking. Oh, there it goes.
There, see? Look at it. It's the one. It's just the one. Why does it do that?
Darkwater Cove is as much a myth as this curse my constituents keep talking about.
I guess the other eye just doesn't need to blink.
The other eye doesn't exist. It's not there. He's blind.
It's a fake eye.
I mean, these are pirates. It only makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like that one guy in Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you said you've only seen the first one of those films, but even then...
No, I haven't even seen that.
Oh, really? I thought you said you only saw the first one.
Nope.
Ah. You should watch it sometime. It's a good film.
Well, it's about time, mate. I've been radioing you
I think it's a good
all
film.
night. So have you found
I think most people would. Hell, I think the entire series is fine. Like, granted, I understand why people don't like it, but I definitely like it. I don't think it's like guilty pleasure, though. I don't think they're bad at all. It's just some of them are just okay, but I think they're all good. So, and I feel like most people actually have that. Like, general audience opinion seems to be like that. They're actually pretty good movies. Just something the critics, for some reason, decide they want to constantly have like a hate boner for.
I mean, I don't trust him, and that's exactly why I'm in! Oh, wait,
well, I mean, he seems very trustworthy. He's a robot. I trust them.
That makes all the sense in the world. We're in! Doesn't give me a choice anymore. Just, we're in.
I call it slag on a stick.
I mean, it's true. They are in. That's where all the development costs in budget cuts went. Force him into the story. Is that Rusty Pete for the record?
Rusty Pete and the decapitated head of his boss.
Dead.
Because, yes, we canonically killed his boss.
Yeah, that happened in the first game. I remember that.
Yeah.
With him was Rusty Pete.
You know, even though this is probably more in a budgeted sense that they did it this way, I still think it fits for a pirate story, at least.
Do you even know where we're going?
Like, having it written, like, having cutscenes like this and stuff like that. I don't know, like, it seems very piratey in nature. I guess that's one way to get around it. I guess they're lucky they have the seeds of having pirates in the original.
There's fucking tools, and the people didn't outright hate the pirates.
I mean, the pirates were basically the actual villains.
For all intents and purposes, they were. Just because they weren't the final villain doesn't mean they weren't the villains.
Yeah, Tachyon, like, I keep telling you, he appeared at the beginning. And
like, it's in his name. He was tacked on. That's literally his name. Tacked on.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the way end, he just appears and he's like, oh yeah, I'm actually the villain. And then And then somebody got the Snow Beast award for his boss battle. So it worked.
Well, I was a bit sauced at the time. Woke up 3 days
I wonder who got the Snow Beast award for this.
Yeah. What if it was just the entire team making the game?
Because honestly, there's not anything in this game that's egregious enough that I think outright deserves it. Like, there's no one thing that's just atrocious. Like, there's no actual Snow Beast type thing, but...
I mean, what do you remember what it was in the third game by chance?
Yeah, it was the missiles.
Oh, no, those are bullshit. Never mind.
Friend of yours?
I was gonna say, because I don't remember the third game having anything too bad, but now that you've reminded me what it is, I take it back. That's horrible.
But, like, some of them honestly aren't that bad. Like, the one that Deadlocked had, which is, like, one of the boss fights, which honestly is pretty tame. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you want me to attack the Sin's corpse?
Yes. We had to make sure he's dead.
Pretty sure it's dead. Hi, how you doing?
Oh. You have to get one of those explodey rocks again.
Oh,
that actually hurt you.
There's a bulk right here.
Oh wait, did you actually not know? I knew that was there. I thought you were just making a joke.
Well, not there now.
Hey, how big the autosave thing is, for the record. That is so massive.
Ratchet.
It's still there. Leave me alone. Okay, thank you.
You know it's coming back as soon as this cutscene's over, right? Promise
Yeah.
you tell
But
him,
the
I
X,
promise.
Okay, I didn't even realize, but the X looks worse than the circle. Because it's off the glow. Now it just looks bad. Whoever made this UI deserves the Snow Beast award, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, look it up. See if this game's known, because I think it was around this time they stopped making it public, but it might still be out there. Also, I refuse to make promises.
Quest or booty? Let's see.
Might be better to just look up Snow Beast awards in general.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So forbidden that only a recitation of
Let's
the
see.
fabled Song of the Dead.
Tools of Destruction, the rest. Alright, let's see.
This is so stupid.
Resistance 1, it was Drew Murray. Oh yeah, no, the Deadlocked one wasn't a boss. It was an enemy type.
Oh, I thought it was the boss. I'm sick.
I think these guys forgot that what's it called. I think these guys forgot that what's it called? The Quest for Booty existed.
Okay, so these enemies are invincible.
Oh, maybe they get the Snow Beast award then.
Also, when I was talking about how this game gets stupidly dark, yeah, hi, welcome to this level.
Yeah. I mean, it is a cave. For the record, if you were curious, the Blarg turrets got the Snow Beast award in the PS4 game.
I wasn't actually... I can see it, though.
And since you played Sunset Overdrive, have you played the Resistance games?
I have not.
Okay. Sunset Overdrive, the Glider Challenge, got the Snow Beast award.
I don't think those were that bad. Unless they get worse later on, because I never finished Sunset.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one video that talks about the Snow Beast award pretty in depth doesn't have nothing for a crack in time too, but they do have the PS4 games.
Yeah, like I was saying before, like there's a period of a few years where they just stopped making it public.
It must have been during that period.
I'm very spawn here. I've never been here.
Because hell, even if you look at the Snow Beast award, what's it called, wiki page, there's only 2 confirmed ones, which is the Yeti and then the Noid missile station from up your arsenal.
And, like, there's somewhere we don't know for a fact, but it's pretty widely assumed, like with the 2018 Spider-Man game, We don't know what it is, but a lot of people just assume it's Screwball.
Probably.
Mind you, most of that just because of a tweet that a TJ Fixman put out saying that I never heard anything about it, but if it's an award, I probably got it.
Was he the one who made Screwball?
Well, he's the writer.
Ah, okay.
But he didn't make Screwball herself because that's a Spider-Man character, but...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm all the way back here. How did I go backwards? How did I go backwards for several minutes?
With intent is how.
Yes. Look, the checkpoint really threw me off.
Well, you know, at least this game has checkpoints at Jak 2.
What are those?
To be fair, when I replayed Jak 2, there was more checkpoints that I feel like than the game gives credit. But the problem with Jak 2 is when they're bad, they are horrible. That's the big thing.
When they're bad, there is no checkpoints.
Pretty much, yeah. You want to know a really good example is, you know, when you're in the drill platform and you have to go inside the suit, the mech suit? There's 2 checkpoints there. One for the beginning of the stage, and one after you, like, blow everything up and the countdown sequence starts. Those are the only 2 checkpoints in that entire mission. So yeah, it's selectively terrible. Sometimes they're okay. Honestly, most of the times they're decent enough, but sometimes they are just unforgivable. Which I'm surprised that none of the Ratchet and Clank games, come to think of it, ever really had that problem. That they were pretty
because the Ratchet and Clank games weren't trying to be super hard like Jak was. That's the difference.
True, yeah. Because, I mean, sure, there were points where if you died, like, you would have to start at the beginning of the planet and, like, going commando, I can think of, like, you know, Jabbo, where the second, what's it called is? The second arena is. I think that one could be pretty bad, but even then, that one's not, like, it's, like you said, yeah, it's not, like, too hard. Like, you won't, like, die commonly or whatever, so.
There it is, so dark.
I'm
scared of how this video is going to look on YouTube. With the bitrate compression.
I mean, it'll probably look fine. If I had to guess, it'll look like this. The only downside
YouTube
is...
YouTube hates darkness.
Well, videos hate darkness.
Exactly.
In general. I mean, do you know why that's the thing? It's because when it compresses...
I've heard the story, but I always forget it.
It tries to compress color down, and because darkness has so many shades and different, like, colors technically going on, it can't compress it all. Like, it can't get all those colors down in the compression. So that's why you see, like, you know, those square blocks in dark areas. It's very, like, squarey and blocky. It's because it can't get every single bit of shade of, like, black that's happening on screen. Because they're like, every individual pixel is essentially a different color, so they just put it all into, like, you know, they just lob it into one massive color, so that's why you get the squares. It's basically the gist of it.
Mario Caverns.
See, now you're halfway through the game.
Going with the shadow puppet thing?
Yes, about that. I may have been...
Also reminds me, too, of how I asked...
I'll let you finish the story here, but I'm going to end the part here. So,
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, basically, long story short, is just to sort of cap that off, is I actually asked for a picture that is taken place in pitch black, essentially, and because the person had to compress the image down, I asked for a high-quality version. They were like, unfortunately, you know, this is the highest quality we can give because, you know, compression, it kills image quality, so... But that's it.
I will accept that. Yeah.
What was that?
I mean, yeah. Especially
but anyway, yeah, like I was saying, this video's gone way longer than it should have, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. Next time will honestly probably be the last part. This game is short. Like, unless I'm having a really rough time of grinding out weapons.
Yeah, I wouldn't even doubt it. this is like 3 or 4 parts just because you're doing something that the devs probably didn't even intend or expect, rather, I should say. So
it's the closest thing to a completion criteria this game has.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, they do have a bar that goes up. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next part where are we actually halfway through the game now?
I don't want to give you a number for obvious reasons, but like it's around half.
We'll find out then in the next part. We'll see how the part lengths add up and such. So yep, see you guys then, chicken tenders. Don't forget to give me them all because there's a current shortage.
All toast is toast. Goodbye.
Bye bye.